Hi, this is Bob, and I'm here with another Glide tutorial. A lot of you have asked me how I reward points to my users when they contribute to the chat. Let me show you how. So if you didn't already know that when you enable the chat feature here, it automatically creates in your spreadsheet a sheet called App Comments. And in this App Comments, it records not only the unique ID of that comment, but it also records any information that you've said. So the name of the user, also the email address of the user because they have to sign in, as well as the chat information, the timestamp, and so forth. And the unique ID of any comment that's made in part of the global chat gets this global chat tag. And so that's where I'm tapping into. And so in my XP column, which I'll show you in just a second, I'm basically looking for, does the email address appear here? And does the global chat appear along with that email address? Like so. And I'm going to count how many times that happens within this sheet, right? So if my spreadsheet only had these two rows in it, then I would have a count of 2 because global chat is happening and that email is happening at the same time. And so then it would reward me 2 points. All right. So the formula to make that happen, let me show you what that looks like here in my XP sheet. All right, so the formula I'm using is a COUNTIF, which basically it'll count how many times something happens based upon a given condition. And you can have more than one condition. So I'm looking for this app comments sheet. And here I'm looking for how many times app comments and the email address appear. Right? So if this email address appears, it's going to count 1. I'm adding a second condition that that app comment sheet also includes global chat. So if that email address appears twice, but only once with the global chat, it's only going to count 1, not 2. Right? So then that's my count. Okay, so if every time they keep adding to the global chat, it'll keep on adding 1 to that number. Now, since it's an array formula, it's going to apply that formula to every single email address in my sheet. And so every single user is going to get a different count. Okay. Then I have a multiplier. Right? So I don't want them having just 1 point for every time they included the chat. I want them to have 5. So I include a multiplier. So it's going to take that count and multiply it by 5. And that's the number that you see here in the chat column. Right? So for my user, it's going to give them however many times they received, or how many counts of the chat they did times 5. And that includes this number. And then the total just totals up any of the different columns that I have here. Right, so I give them points if they have an avatar. I have them points if they have a bio. I have a points if they include to the chat. I can manually adjust them points. It's going to sum them up, and that includes part of the total points as part of the app. I have additional ways they earn XP within the actual Glide data as well, but just so you see that it works. All right, so right now I have 185 XP. Oh, that should be different because I messed up my formula here for a second. Let me reload my sheet. Okay, so I have 275 XP. All right, I go to my chat and I include a message, another 5 XP. Send. Now, because I'm using spreadsheet formulas and not Glide columns, there is a bit of a lag, but you should see in just a moment that my 275 XP becomes 280 XP after the calculations take place. If I want to force it, I can reload my sheet. Otherwise, it would have happened within 15 seconds or so. I'll reload my sheet, and now I see that I have 280 XP because I contributed to the chat. Pretty cool, right? And you can be creative with this, right? So if you want to give your users a secret code word to add to the chat, and that is a multiplier of 10. And then your COUNTIF would include not only the username, not only the global chat, but then also that the comment feature has that keyword. If it contains that keyword, then they've got a multiplier of 10, maybe, let's say, and only give that to certain people. Yeah, so you can have fun with this for sure. All right, and so that's basically it. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to message me within the app. And as always, thanks for watching.